It's my podcast, not yours.
I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, you went to the الساحل الشرير.
الساحل الطيب والساحل الشرير.
Surprised I slept?
I'm not surprised.
She's not surprised because I slept on her wedding. And I flew to India to surprise her by sleeping on her wedding.
You actually miss things because you sleep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
It happened to Samira and Said.
يعني the names. Please, can we please discuss? إنه the cats are called Samira Said.
Cats are not that cute as we think they are.
They're very, very territorial.
Quitting vaping was even worse and more difficult than cigarettes. And now the challenge is like your brain doesn't have to look for another addiction. When I start a new habit, I want to start all the good habits at the same time.
I've never seen anything like it. Maybe because I still haven't had the opportunity
Gone to India.
explore. I genuinely
whatever.
didn't have the energy to post anything on social media.
Does it trigger you to see people posting "Take me back there"? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sapio Podcast for the episode number 3. And today we have again Gitanjali. Hi,
Hello.
Gitanjali.
Hi.
And we have Farah.
Hi.
Lovely to see you again.
Good
both
to
of
be
you.
back.
The first episode we did it in Arabic with Farah and Vivian. Second one, Vivian and G in English. And this is gonna be like with Farah and G. How are you girls?
Good.
Very well. Thank you.
Did you prepare for the podcast?
Yeah, I'm born prepared.
All the preparation I feel like is right here. So
So
ارتجال
I
حيكون
mean,
Exactly.
it was very helpful. You sent us the questions and the topics that we are going to discuss. So
but then guess what? The first
I didn't
episode
get the
we
memo.
did a lot of preparation.
that was sarcasm.
because he actually did that for this first episode.
Exactly.
But then
I learned.
he was like,
and then we didn't.
actually we don't need it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
Actually,
Just
perfect
come.
conversation.
Conversation.
Conversationalists.
This is what I wanted to be, like very natural, very spontaneous, like no preparation. I mean, I thought at the beginning is preparation is gonna help, but then I think it made things a bit complicated in the sense of like, I might come up with questions and people cannot really relate to the subject, like people or like the guest in the episode. So I'm like, you know what? Let's not do anything. No preparation for it.
And just ask
So I'm
as
not
they
just
come.
like, yeah, let's ask question, like, because I know you for years, so we already connect with each other. We don't need much of preparation. But for me, the idea was to prepare the questions. So in your mind, you already kind of,
Have a structure.
structure.
To have a
okay.
structure, structured
And-
conversation.
And everyone, when I was talking about the podcast, everyone wanted me to kind of work on a niche. Or like you should talk about this only. Or this, because people who's gonna follow you or subscribe to your channel are gonna be interested in. I'm like, why? I'm like, I live a life which has a lot of things, and there are a lot of things that I like,
Yeah.
and I'm interested about many topics.
Yeah.
So why should I have like just one person who's
Just
gonna
one
talk
area
about one
of
topic?
interest. That's right,
Let's
yeah.
talk about life and every day. Like every day you experience something different and new. So you want to talk about it, you want to express yourself, which is part of why I'm doing the podcast. I think it's an amazing way to express yourself
Correct.
and exchange ideas with
Yeah.
people and agree and not agree.
Agree and agree.
Most of the
I
time,
don't
agree and agree.
I don't agree
Okay.
with that.
And there's the disagree.
When I say agree and agree means you told when you introduced the whole concept of podcast, you said that you wanted to be something like how we friends sit in living room and talk about things and jump from one topic to another topic, and then something else just comes up, and overall at the end of 3 hours of conversation we feel like, oh wow, that was a nice catch up. And structure or pre-planned topics and preparation kind of will take that away. So more organic we are, it will be more interesting, I believe. So
I saw some podcasts which I was never expecting myself to watch a podcast that lasts for 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, I think it's called Finjan or something.
Who,
And it was
who's-
very good. It's a Saudi guy. And like when I watch it, I don't want to stop watching it because it's so interesting. But at the same time, I know that the questions were prepared. And the person knew the question because he will immediately respond but it's still interesting.
Still interesting, yeah.
Some others, even less than an hour, I cannot even watch like few minutes because I'm like, I don't know, feel like looks and feels very staged. But then you were mentioning something like jumping from a subject to another.
Yeah.
Do you think this is normal?
Of course.
Absolutely.
You don't think it's normal?
It's not that I think and I don't think.
I never have a linear conversation.
No one has.
Never.
Is it just us?
It's always
maybe
a
we are
circular
all not-
conversation
Yeah, exactly.
that goes and loops around, and sometimes it goes back to the original
All the time, not sometimes,
idea.
by the way, for me.
But sometimes it never does, and it goes on to like a completely different, يعني
Yeah.
a separate
Tangent.
realm, a different tangent of like ideas and topics, and that we never go back to the original thing that started
always go
it
back,
all.
by the way.
And then the question's like, how did we get here?
Yeah, exactly. What was the question?
What were we talking about?
What was the subject?
So
What was
that
the theme?
we reached to this point of this conversation. and sometimes you never remember.
Because I always like, I don't know, I have the fear of forgetting to talk about something. So you
there is a
mentioned
point
something-
that
yeah.
I need to get across.
Yeah, okay, we start from here and then we go here, but then on the way we do like this because many things were mentioned here. So by the time we get here, probably we'll never get there the same day.
On the
Maybe
same
like
day.
after a few days or like a few weeks to get to the answer of that question. Do you think it's part of the ADHD that we have?
Maybe. Also, it's also.
I suppose that we have it. Yeah,
I
say
feel like,
something.
I feel like it's very compulsive because you're like, oh, I need to like put in my 2 cents about this topic, so I need to see something.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to miss the topic, so you have a story related to it, so you need to mention that so that, you know, because it just so happens that you want to talk about it, maybe.
But then also
why
sometimes
you
that
go
you
on
don't have enough
tangents.
time and you're catching up with someone that you didn't see for the longest time and you want to talk about everything. Like, by the way, I met Dave a few days ago. Yeah.
Lovely.
He had the transit in Abu Dhabi and obviously I was supposed to meet him, but then, surprise, I slept.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I'm always surprised because I always say like this is going to be the last time that I'm going to sleep on any occasion. She's not surprised because I slept on her wedding. And I flew to India to surprise her by sleeping on her wedding.
Oh my God.
I didn't know about
Do you
that.
actually miss things because you sleep?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
I do.
Yeah.
I was
he
going
does.
to. That was gonna happen today because I was
Oh,
so
nice.
relaxed
Okay.
in bed, and I was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm gonna miss it if I sleep."
And that's
if I
why-
blink, I was not gonna be there, and so I
you
made
didn't
myself
blink?
get up. لا
Oh,
خلاص
wow.
قلت get up. I had to get up. Otherwise, I wouldn't
And that's
have come.
actually why I ditched him on Sunday breakfast last weekend. I'm like, if he can sleep on me on my wedding day, I can definitely do
wedding
that
day,
on
I
Sunday
cannot.
morning.
Yeah, you have a free pass.
I know.
No, but then I didn't even realize. You see? Because I also was sleeping. This is what I love about my friends.
But I don't feel like you're a big sleeper.
I'm not a big
not an
sleeper, but
idea I
I'm
have
a
about
random
you.
sleeper. Like I sleep at the most random times.
Okay.
And I can wake up at any time.
And when he sleeps, he puts his phone either on silent or
For
flight
airplane,
mode.
yeah,
Nice.
airplane
So
mode.
no one can
No
know.
one can reach him. No one
Yeah.
can
The
bother
only way
him.
you can reach me is like to come physically to me and like shake me. on the
Yeah,
bed.
that's because
Or
he
you-
sleeps with door
or-
open.
Your brother have to call the hotel where I was
There
staying.
is one
and tell them to-
solution, yani. It's not closed from all areas. There is a solution to reach you. So good.
So
Not so bad.
yeah, I think if you want to reach me and it's so urgent, you will find your way to reach me. But if it's not urgent, why would you?
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it might
interrupt my
not be the
sleeping?
most civil way to reach anyone.
Just bang on his door. Wake up.
Yeah, exactly. It used to happen to me since I was a baby.
Really?
So I would sleep for like 12, 14 hours. And my family will start to get worried because I'm not
Where
moving.
are you?
And like when I'm sleeping, I'm like, you know, I'm in the same place and I don't move. So what they do, they actually come to me and they put their finger next to my nose so they can check if I'm still breathing or not. It's actually true.
Feeling the pulse.
And they're like, yeah, the pulse. Okay, he's still alive. And then they leave me. And then it kept happening all the time. So, happening?
Good, you cat.
Move on,
Caught,
move on.
caught yourself.
Cat?
Caught.
Got?
What happened with
Caught
your
yourself
cat?
making that.
See? tangent, segue.
Oh, the third.
Oh, you missed the
the
whole
third
season.
time. Yeah.
Okay, I had to put him to sleep.
Oh yeah, I know that happened.
Yeah. What was the question then?
And the rest of them, the neighborhood cats. Do
I
they
thought
still
you
come
talking
visit?
about my actual cat. I'm like, are we gonna talk about this
No,
again?
no. I know what happened. Happy بقطوس.
What happened to Samira and Said?
يعني the names. Please, can we please discuss? إنه the cats are called Samira Said.
Do you know Samira Said? She's a singer. Actually,
She's a
her name
singer.
is Samira and her last name is Said.
Oh,
So you just
So I'm
interesting.
like Samira Said.
Samira and Said. Makes perfect sense. يعني there's no need to question it even.
So, I don't know. I have this thing where I come up with names, even for people who already have names. Remember Saba? I never called her Saba. She's something else. Shams, Simcha, whatever. Any name that comes to my mind.
What would be
I'll
a
put it.
name that you would come up with for me and for G?
It's actually, I don't plan to do it. It just happened that one day I'll call you a name and you'll be like, what? You know? And I'm like, this is your name.
This is your name now, branded.
Yeah, he actually calls me something, which I never remember that he calls me that. But every time I call him, he'll answer the call and he'll be like, yes, Janu. And I'm like, okay. Long time ago, I explained it to him, what is Janu. And
What
ever
is
since
Janu?
then, it's like a darling or dear in Hindi.
okay.
But ever since then, he calls me Janu.
That's so cute.
And then I learned Mary, which is my. So I added them, I'm like, Mary Janu. And then Kaisa hai, something like that.
Kasa hai. That's Marathi. Like he jumps from Hindi, Urdu to Marathi. Anything desi.
I love languages in general.
Yeah.
And I love
nice.
cultural things.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good way to connect with people.
Yeah.
But I mean, you use English, but then obviously people will be so proud and happy that you actually speak their language, or
Yeah,
like you're trying
100%.
to like speak few
Yes,
words.
yes. Oh, you're one of the people that I noticed really does like to immerse themselves in other people's
Who?
cultures. You,
Ah, yeah.
Mr. Universal,
I mean,
Mr. Worldwide. No,
Yusuf
that's not-
International.
Yes, but no, really, I have noticed that because you have friends from all over, like all types of people,
All nationalities,
and you're so
all
open
religions.
to meeting people, and you're so open to other cultures, and you're not scared of like even like the couch surfing. Remember
The couch
When you
surfing
had
thing, remember?
people-
I actually stopped
like
doing
that was
this.
very impressive because you're not like scared or intimidated by inviting difference into your life.
Different
Allah.
people that are never difference.
You're not-
Inviting difference.
Yes, you're not scared of
Because I know who I am, and I know like anything that new is gonna come to my life is just gonna make me a better version of myself.
But
So
it can
what's
be
the
like
worst
a
thing that
little
can happen? This is always my question for anything. What's the worst thing that can happen?
That it becomes similarity and you de-invite them.
Yeah. And I'm like similar to
You're
everyone.
so similar to me. Get out.
Uninvited.
I mean, not similar. I'm always the same person, but I kind of adjust with them. Some people I cannot adjust with them. You know that I stopped doing kart surfing, right?
Why did anything
First of all,
happen?
like my space is too small to host any creature in the world except
Yeah.
Samira Said and Said.
They self-invite themselves.
They do actually. I opened the door. Said is already chilling inside, and I'm like, when? They just go run and they push the net that I had for the mosquitoes, and they just like go inside.
That's so cute.
They not necessarily want to eat, by the way. They just want to chill.
You're
there.
in inviting aura.
Yeah.
Inta. You as a
Honestly,
person.
I was not
كمان.
ready to see
Very
any cats
inviting.
like in the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm like, okay, enough. Like I don't want to have any pet or any. I don't want to attach to anything because I'm gonna feel bad if he's gonna get hurt, and I feel like, oh, I should take him maybe to the vet, and I'm like, you know, I kind of like blocked anything coming to me, but then they were like, literally, Said will
choose
come on the
you.
window and he start to scream.
Let me
And
in.
yell at me, like, yeah, let me in, you know. In the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 7 a.m., at night, 10 p.m.
Wow.
He doesn't care, you know. But Samira, the good thing about Samira that she doesn't have a proper voice. You know, like the kind of cats who will be like, good.
Poor girl.
Yeah. But then Said is the loudest.
He makes up for both of them. It's like I got voice for two. Let us in.
And also, I realized that cats are not that cute as we think they are.
Why?
There's always a conflict between them. So Samira and Said used to be, I think they're kind of brothers and sisters. But since I met them the first time, they were always hanging out together, like, you know, being close to each other. Like, when you see them, I'm like, wow, this amount of love you see between cats. You know? And I'm like, they're nice. And then until I start to let them go inside and give them food. This is where all the problems start. She will hiss at him, she will hit him, they will like fight. And I'm like, I have enough food for like the whole village, you know, the cat village where I live. And I'm like, so it's, and also the territory thing.
Yeah. I was just going to say they're very, very territorial. Yeah.
Like Samira and Said, they have their space and where I live, the compound. So every time I go to work, they just run with me and follow me, blah, 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 until I reach some point. They were like,
Really?
And then you will see other cats there that will never go beyond those limits.
Oh, well, interesting. I never knew it was that territorial.
Yeah.
It is so like a thing, by the way. And I remember when Gattus used to be at my place and they used to come, he will like hiss at them and kick them out and he will fight them.
That makes sense, but I never knew that they wouldn't go beyond a certain point within a neighborhood.
Well, try it. Next time you see a cat in the street and he's being like super like, you know, cute and he want to go next to your feet and you will pet him, blah, blah, blah. And he will follow you a bit, but then at some point he's going to stop. And this is why they do their thing in some spots to mark the territories. So when the other cats will come, they will smell, they will like, oh, it belongs to someone else.
Okay. Well,
it happens, I think, also with stray dogs. Like they won't leave their area. Like in India, we have dogs which follow the cars or bikes or whatever vehicle we are in. And they'll follow us to a point, like literally run behind and bark. But then after a point, they won't bother coming beyond that point. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So I'm like, this whole world of cats that we thought they're the cutest and so lovely, but no, they're not. They fight and they want to have the territory and they want to be the one to get the first.
I mean, after all, they're from like they're small cats and the big cats. You know how voracious they are.
No, I don't understand.
Like big cats, like
lions,
tigers. So they are from that family. So originally, their instincts
it was
are
like millions of years ago, guys.
But the territory and protecting the territory and protecting your food, all those kind of things. Like even when I feed my cat, like she will eat part of her food and other part she will try to hide it, like cover it for later on or something like
just
that.
Just in case you won't eat her food, for example, because why not?
We'll just go for later, just in case
there is and there is no real thing to cover it. She's just going on a tile, okay, but she still does it. Like,
I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, you're the only cat here.
It's instinct.
You're safe.
Instinct.